Let's get this video to 100. Let's get this video to a 50. यार मेरे से ना होना. Greetings the internet and hello from this part of the galaxy. It's your boy Spud, and in this video we're going to be switching things up a little. The top 10 lists are on hold indefinitely as I will be experimenting with other video formats, but if you wanted to make a comeback, don't forget to leave your comments under this video, and while you're at it, hit that subscribe button and click on the notification bell to get regular updates about my channel. If you've read the title of the video, you probably know what I'm gonna be talking about, so without further ado, let's get into it. The year was 1774 and you know what?
Mutuvaduga Natapariya Ude Devar.
Then King of Sivaganga was in a bit of a conflict with the Nawab of Arcot because he refused to yield to his demands. Now the King of Sivaganga was a force to be reckoned with when it came to military strength, but the Nawab had already thought of that and forged an alliance with the British for this battle. The involvement of British officers in the battle with their vastly superior soldiers meant that Sivaganga didn't stand a chance against the Nawab's advance. Shortly after, the king was killed in action, along with thousands of soldiers and hundreds of civilians. Sivaganga had suffered major casualties, but the Nawab wasted no time in occupying the ravaged city along with his British allies. During this commotion, Velu Nachiyar, the wife of the fallen king and the mother of the infant daughter Veluchi, was stuck between a rock and a hard place. Obviously, the path of least resistance would be to surrender to the British, but Velu had other plans in mind. Along with her baby and few surviving courtiers, she managed to escape to the nearby village of Virupakshi in Dindigul. She had lived to fight another day, and she took a vow to avenge her husband and to reclaim her kingdom one day. But then again, a fugitive queen with rapidly depleting resources and a ragtag army which was worse for the wear, going against one of the biggest and most well-trained armies in the world was much like bringing a rock to a gunfight. As much as she wanted her vengeance, Velu, a woman of rare intellect, saw the wisdom in biding her time and awaited the perfect opportunity to exact her revenge. During this time, however, the British had no plans on holding their ground. They knew they had Sivaganga pinned down and that the Nawab's men would handle the administration duties adequately. They continued their march towards the coast and seized control of the French port of Mahe, which was under the protection of Hyder Ali, sending across a strong statement while simultaneously making an enemy of Hyder Ali. After years of planning and scheming, Velu Nachiyar found an ally in another king from the south who had a bone to pick with both the British and the Nawab. She sought Hyder Ali's support in a future conflict against the forces of the British and the Nawab in a letter, and after meeting in person with her, Hyder Ali agreed to give her full support for whatever she needed, from soldiers to arms and ammunition. Legend has it that Hyder Ali agreed to pledge his full support to the Queen after seeing her intellect and steely resolve to stick it to the Brits. Having the support of Hyder Ali was one thing, but Velu was aware that a war couldn't be won with friendships and allies, especially against an army that is vastly more superior to hers in terms of firepower. She thought of many angles and anticipated and planned for every move that the British could make, but she still couldn't find a solution that would level the playing field or even turn the tides in her favor. You know, war is one of those things where you don't want to fight an uphill battle unless you absolutely have to. However, as they say, sometimes the craziest and most outlandish ideas are the ones that make the most sense. And Velu's commander-in-chief, Kuili, was the one to come up with it. Kuili came from a lower caste family, but she had risen to the ranks and become the queen's right-hand woman. Her father was one of the courtiers who had helped Velu and her baby in their successful escape, and was now assisting the queen by being a medieval James Bond of sorts and relaying plans and secrets of the British straight to the queen herself. Now Kuili hatched a plan that was 85% brilliant, 10% selfless and 5% batshit insane. She devised a plan that would involve women infiltrating the Sivaganga fort under the nose of the British. It involved a massive explosion in the armory which would confuse the British while destroying the stockpiles of ammunition, while giving the Queen a window to mount a surprise attack. Now this plan was not only risky, it was also extremely time sensitive. it was unlikely that the British would just let them waltz into the fort unchecked. It was decided that the auspicious day of Vijayadashami would be the perfect cover to launch this Trojan-esque attack. But the problem with that was it gave them only one day to prepare for the assault. On Vijayadashami, women from all across the world came to Sivaganga to visit the temple of Raja Rajeshwari Amma. Blending into the crowd, Kuili and a few of her most loyal soldiers infiltrated the castle with weapons hidden in the baskets of flowers. Once successfully inside the castle, her soldiers started creating mass panic by catching the British unawares. Using the cover of the fight, Kuili and a band of her loyalists slipped past the British soldiers and found themselves outside the armory. Her soldiers had done a fine job of drawing the attention to them and creating a blind spot for Kuili to exploit. Now you see, Kuili was a remarkable woman. She had been mistreated all her life by men who belonged to the upper caste and forced her to do menial jobs when she had the potential to be so much more. Velu Nachiyar saw that spark in Kuili and accepted her into her close circle of confidants after Kuili saved her lives multiple times in exile. It was no secret that Kuili loved Velu with all her heart and would lay down her life if it meant her queen got what she wanted. On that fateful day, Kuili was laser focused on the only job she had at hand: to blow the British reinforcements and ammunition to Kingdom Come. She knew very well that her chances of making it out alive from that situation were next to nil, but she could lay down her life in making sure the plan worked. She had enough faith in her queen to know that if she could create a big enough distraction, victory was certain. At her command, her loyalists covered Kuili in ghee and oils that were meant to light the lamps for prayer. She then walked straight into the armory and set herself on fire, making the ultimate sacrifice for her people. It is quite possible that Kuili's plan was one of the first documented instances of a premeditated suicide bombing. Kuili's sacrifice ensured that the British had nowhere to fortify their forces and no ammunition to fight back against the relentless onslaught of Velu Nachiyar's army. Her bombing shook the very core of the British and the Nawab's forces in the city, forcing them to retreat and yield the city to its rightful queen. Velu Nachiyar's quest for vengeance drove a stake through the heart of the British forces, sending a clear message to all of her rivals. She ruled the kingdom for over a decade, till her death in 1796. Velu Nachiyar is still held in high regard in Tamil Nadu and has been given the moniker Veeramangai by the people. Kuili's name, however, has faded away from people's memory, as it often is with remarkable people who've done remarkable things, whose only sin is being born in a marginalized household. This video series is aimed at bringing accounts like these out into the open so that these names are not forgotten. This video might not get 1 million views, but I'm happy knowing that the few people that will watch this will have the name etched in their memory for the foreseeable future. I hope you like this account of two women who fought for their birthright and won against the mighty British Empire. Decades before Rani Lakshmibai and Jhalkari Bai of Jhansi, Kuili and Velu Nachiyar took the fight to the British and served them a humiliation they did not dare forget. Remember their names and remember their stories. Leave a like under this video if you enjoyed the content and hit that notification bell to be updated about my latest uploads. I upload on Tuesdays and Saturdays 3 p.m. My name is Pad, and until next time, peace.